Well, digitalization is of course one of the key points for the evolution of the customer journey in all the different areas of the retail and or in any kind of shopping. Customers are evolving, they are used to have the mobile phone in their hands the whole day, so they would expect that the digitalization is something which is engaging them and making them more influenced and supporting the loyalty and any kind of possibilities that they could interact with the shop even when they are not in the shop itself, but also the shop experience when they are in the shop must be changing. We did an interesting project together with Microlino. They were looking to open a new brand, a new concept, which wanted to have an image of something which is fresh, innovative and engaging for the customer. This brand is named Goods. They opened last year the first store and they are opening the next store in a couple of weeks. A couple of key points they wanted to have is of course a brand and fresh new point of sale, which we were already able to provide, but they also were looking forward to have a self-scanning application, so the customer to be able to use their own mobile phone to scan the barcodes on the shelves, add them to the basket, get any discount or promotion which would be needed, pay and just leave without any interaction. And the other part, which is not something so new, but anyway something which is very important, is the electronic shelf labels to ensure that everything is properly displayed, not only up-to-date prices, but also all the information about the foods, so the origin of the foods, the components, the allergens, and getting all this data in a unique way without the need of duplicating the data between different systems and building something which is too complex. So keeping this as simple as possible, but anyway fluent.
We do see two trends primarily in the last 2 years. So it's seamless customer journey and we see new mobility. So what we did is really came up with solutions for improving the customer convenience, so improving the customer journey in terms of seamless payments, so avoiding queues. So as you see in my background, you see self-checkout solutions. On the other hand, we do see that customers change in energy, types of energy, so we introduced solutions how to integrate EV charging into our existing solutions. We have been introducing our cloud-based solutions. We are currently rolling out our solutions with Shell in DACH, so we have about more than 1,000 sites with the new solutions. Secondarily, we have a cooperation with Worldline for the petrol and energy suite in order to increase or integrate the, let's say, the payment solution in cloud-based solutions. And thirdly, we have started a project with Q8, so we'll start rolling out unmanned and manned sites with Q8 in Belgium and Luxembourg.
Digital tools are in the new customer experience very important. I think we see more and more touch points what consumers have during their journey. And it's even more important to manage them properly, have them always up and running, and have those touch points important for the consumers in their journey available all the time. I think we see a shift here. There is a lot of new things what you do in a service station. It starts with prepping your meals, getting things picked up what you ordered online before. Charging your electronic vehicle, for instance, is also something what is coming up really, really heavily in the industry. And I think those hubs will change significantly in the future, and that's even more important to have the right infrastructure behind, to have all the services available, and to make the right promises to your customers, what you then always can fulfill to make those customer journeys even more successful and relevant for your business.
There was one thing that sort of came to me yesterday when I was presenting to the audience here, and it was around, our big focus really today is around data. Go back a few years, it used to be all about the technology. We absolutely need the technology in order to be able to operate. It's an absolute given, it's expected. But the real gem, the real value is the data. And having systems that allows you to take data from them, to create reports, and then to have some insight and analytics around that data that we can then work with the retailers, again, to help them operate more effectively and grow more profitably. Yeah, I mean, I only have to look at my own experience as a consumer, and you know, when I go to fill up at the pump, I may or may not fill up at the pump. I mean, it depends how I'm feeling. My husband actually, he prefers to use mobile pay, so he'll use mobile pay. We still end up going into the store because, you know, drinks and snacks, especially when my kids are with me. So, you know, we're still drawn in. And we have to recognise that between the retailer and the consumer, there's multiple touch points. And so we want to be able to help, again, make that a more cohesive, integrated experience, a much improved experience. So, you know, and we can do that through loyalty, but through the systems actually talking together. So, you know, one of our great priorities when we acquire a company is looking at how we can integrate with the existing systems and the existing ecosystem of our customers.
So data is kind of the key foundation that we have today. That's the traces that the customers are leaving on our forecourts, and that's what we need to work with. Well, that's the only data that we actually have to work with. Because today you don't know all of your customers. They become more and more anonymous to you. Maybe you have more customers than your store manager, right? So you really can't give them the same service as you did in the old days. So you need the data. You need the data to be understandable. So what we are looking at is building AI models capable of kind of mediating the behavior of the customers, their intentions, why are they there, what's the belief set, why did they visit your store, what do they want to achieve, and then from the data, essentially make the data actionable, right? Helping you to make decisions on top of that, to personalize the customer journey at the store, being capable of giving them just the kind of price that they're looking for fuel, or just the kind of price they're looking for whatever retail product they're in there to shop. So for us, data, making it actionable through AI gives you the complete customer journey that people are looking for these days.
They share what they like, what they don't like, to actually when it comes to ordering some goods, they want to get those goods ready by the time that they arrive in the station. So basically the way that they, on their way, during their journey, make sure that they get their items ready for them. That one is one of the major changes. Another element that is really digitizing is the mobility apps. Customers will want to have their whole journey organized using a number of apps, which will allow them to change the platform, to change the type of service that they're using, to book their trip, to change their trip, to follow up on their trip. So customers and customers are changing quite a bit in the way that they deal with mobility and the situations in the stations. Because that station might be a point where they change from the car to an EV driven step or something like that.